in my previous video, we looked at some of the technical issues that England's batsmen experienced in the recent series defeat against the West Indies. Now, in today's video, we're going to look at two things. The first thing we're going to look at is one of the more popular opinions being put forward by ex-players and media pundits as to why England experienced these batting collapses in a series defeat. And the second thing that we're going to look at is we're going to look at the root cause. We're going to look at the reason why England's batsmen continue to experience the same technical difficulties on wickets that are offering variable bounce and lateral movement. Okay, let's take a quick look at one of the popular opinions. One of the popular opinions is that England selected the incorrect personnel for this tour of the West Indies. What do they mean when they say this? So what they're saying is that England selected too many all-rounders and they didn't have enough specialist batsmen. Now, there'd be some truth to the statement if we looked at the Windies as an isolated incident. But if we look back over the last 18 to 24 months, England have used a lot of different batsmen and they've used a lot of different specialist batsmen. And they've experienced batting collapses against New Zealand, 58 all out. They experienced collapses during the English summer against India, and they experienced batting collapses against Australia during the Ashes. What can we deduct from this? Well, it must tell us that there's a flaw in the system, in that England are producing a lot of professional cricketers, a lot of elite batters at a professional level in county cricket, but nobody's managing to step up, and nobody's managing to be consistent at test match level. And the other thing that is really highlighted is that whenever these players are encountering conditions where there's some lateral movement, some variable bounce, or there's some swing about, they're getting technically exposed. So this must lead us to believe that there's a flaw in the system, and there's a flaw in what is being coached to English batsmen from a grassroots level all the way up through to an elite. Okay, now we get into the really interesting stuff. Why, in spite of numerous specialist top order batsmen being utilized, are all of these players being exposed on wickets that offer variable bounce or lateral movement? What is the reason for this? Now, I'm going to share some still images with you of England's batsmen over the last 18 to 24 months. And I want you to ask yourself this question when you look at these images. Do any of these players look like they're in a position to attack or defend with any real purpose? So look at these stills and ask yourself this question. Do any of these players look like they're in a position to attack or defend with any real purpose? Now, having viewed those stills, I'm sure that we can all agree that fundamentally, none of those positions will allow England's batsmen to attack or defend with any real purpose. So what is the solution to the problem? Well, here's your solution to the problem. Lara, TENDULKAR, DRAVID, KOHLI, VILLIERS, KALLIS, HAYDEN, Ponting, Steve Waugh, Kane Williamson. What do all of these players have in common? Well, besides the fact that they make up the vast majority of players in the modern era who are averaging over 50 in test match cricket, these guys all set up to score, and they all play with a natural flow of the bat. None of England's players are setting up to score, which is evident in those still images, and none of England's players play with a natural flow of the bat. What are the benefits of setting up to score and playing with a natural flow of the bat? Well, by setting up to score and playing with a natural flow of the bat, you give yourself more time on the ball. What do people always say about those players that I mentioned earlier? They always say, oh, they look like they've got so much time. Okay? The reason they've got so much time is because they set up to score and they play with a natural flow of the bat. Now, this allows you to score on all types of wickets. If you're playing on good wickets, obviously it puts you in the best position to attack and defend. But more importantly, when you're playing on a wicket where there's some variable bounce or lateral movement, by setting up the way that they do, this allows you to play. When you're defending, it gives you more time when you're defending, and it allows you to play the original line. It allows you to play the line of the delivery. It allows you to bring the bat down steep on the ball. It allows you to play with soft hands. It allows you to hold your shape, and it allows you to defend the ball late under your eyes, close to your body. Setting up the way that England's players are setting up, the minute you encounter a little bit of lateral movement or variable bounce, you get rushed. And when you get rushed, you push out at the ball, you lose your shape, you play out in front of yourselves, you create gaps between your bat and pad, and you obviously also are more likely to nick off. When your hands are out in front of yourself, you're going to nick off if the ball's moving around. So what do England need to do? They need to set up to score, and they need to develop a natural flow of the bat. Now, this is something that I've been coaching for the past 15 years to players from a grassroots level all the way to an elite professional level. I can develop these skills with a player in 20 to 25 hours of individual work with me. Now, one of the definitions of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. Now, one thing's certain, if England are going to continue to set up the way that they are, they can expect the same outcomes against Australia in the Ashes, and they can expect the same outcomes on the end of year tour in South Africa, where they're going to be playing on wickets that offer a lot of lateral movement and variable bounce. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. If you guys have got any comments or any questions, please feel free to comment. I'm always open to discussions and engaging with anybody on any cricket related matters. And if you're interested in finding out more about my simple batting approach that has enabled the players I work with to score 1800s in a 20-week period in South Africa, get in touch with me on info@cricketcoaching.co.za, or you can send me a message through one of our social media platforms. Thanks, guys.